evening and welcome to After the Game and the Footy Show. And I'm King of the North. I have the legendary Prince of Carlton, Johnny Carlton, and the Greek god himself, Chris C. How are we, boys?
Oh, all right. Could be better.
Could be better.
Could be better, yeah. Could be worse. Actually, it couldn't be worse. Couldn't be worse.
Couldn't be worse. No, couldn't be worse.
Definitely couldn't be worse, but
there we go.
Here we are.
G'day to everybody in the chat as well. We've got Ree and Toby, J-Mar. I think I've seen GT in there as well. Yeah, GT's in there. Eminem's in there. G'day, Michelle and Michael. And yeah, g'day guys. Welcome along. And anybody who's watching along as well, welcome to the show. And we are going to talk about the round that was and do our tips as well. So should we get stuck right into it?
No, please no. As I said, I did not want to talk about this shit round.
All right, let's have a look then, and have a look at game number one. And it was on Thursday night. It was the Cats at home at GWA HBA Stadium against the Bulldogs. It was a cracking game of footy. Heaps of points scored, and it was 127 to the Cats to 113, and a very good game of footy. This is probably one of the best games of the weekend, I would say. And what do you reckon? Did you watch this one?
Nope. I was in beautiful Sydney. I did not watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I looked quickly at the scores. My cousin messaged me. He's like, "Are you watching the game?" I'm like, "Nah." So I quickly had a look, and yeah, I saw it was a really tight, close game. So I didn't know. Did Bailey Smith and his teammates get into a bit of action? Because I did not watch it. So I know there was a lot of hype.
There was a little bit of to and fro with what's his name? From the Bulldogs, the veteran.
Bont? Libba?
No, Liberatory.
Libba.
Yeah. There was a bit of to and fro with those two because they were on each other. But just two really classy sides playing each other. The players themselves said that the coaches wouldn't be happy because there were so many goals scored. But as far as the spectacle goes and scoring goals, 100% it was good. What about you, Chris? Did you see that one?
I watched some of it, and I was rooting for the Bulldogs because I'm not a big fan of Geelong. But it was a tight game, and when Geelong thought they were running away with it, Bulldogs just came back, and it was it was a good contest. But yeah, Geelong just played well, and they got a few free kicks went their way in that last 10 minutes, and they scored a few goals and sealed the game. But Bulldogs could have definitely run away with the game. But but it was very close, and I think you're looking at the top two, like that's not top two, but they're your top teams. When you're looking at like my team or whatever team down the bottom, like they're the teams that you're looking at going far out. That's how you want to be playing. So it was a good game, very high standard game, and I think the right team won, but it could have been pinched by the Bulldogs.
That's true, yeah. Eminem was at the game and said it was a really good game, good spectacle, and she's in love with Bailey Smith. But a little message for Bailey Smith, learn the song would be good because you look like an idiot not singing at the end. So when all your teammates are. So that'd be handy. G'day to Lux, welcome in, one of our Collingwood supporters. And congratulations to all the Geelong supporters. We did the watch along and we had plenty of Geelong supporters come in, plenty of Bulldog supporters come in for the first time as well. So thanks guys for that. And let's have a look at game two. It was this is the game that I went to. So I went to the MCG, and it was Essendon versus Richmond, the Dreamtime match on the Friday night. And it was Essendon 81 to the Richmond Tigers 58. And To be honest, boys, it was the worst game of football that I reckon I've seen all year. What a disaster those two teams are.
Was it worse than the Port Essendon game? Because that was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was. It was like I was with Essendon supporters, and behind us were Richmond supporters, and everybody was in agreement that their teams were both shit. So it was bad, but it was a great night. There was 76,000 there. The last time I went 2 years ago, and there was 88. So yeah, a bit less a crowd. But it was a really mild night, and a really good game. Really good game to go and watch. The pre-game was really spectacular. So yeah, good event to go to. But quality of football far out. I thought Richmond would play. Like, I've watched Richmond a couple of weeks now in a row. They played Hawthorn. They played different teams, and to put up that crap, and just the skills of both teams, and like Carlton's definitely got the better brother. That's for sure. It was just I don't know, not even the best players. 2 meter Peter was okay. He kicked a few goals, but yeah, it wasn't great. Johnny Carlton, did you watch this one?
No, I was watching a scary movie at this point, and I think after hearing everyone's thoughts, I think the scary movie was better than the Essendon. Was more exciting than the Essendon Richmond game, because that scary movie I was not enjoying, but apparently it was better than this game. So now look, hearing that's just look, two shit teams that I despise. I can't stand Richmond. I can't stand Essendon, but unfortunately one of them had to win. Look, I thought the Bombers were too strong. Going into the game, I thought Bombers were too strong. I don't think Richmond are there yet. Like, they've surprised all of us this year, but I don't think they were up to standard. But the Bombers, they played well. Yes, Final Destination. There you go. That's the movie we watched. So yeah,
that's old. That's old. That's old.
So that's it. That's I didn't watch it. So, Chrissy, up to you.
I watched snippets of it. I did see. It was good to see that debutant for Essendon score 3 goals. What was his name?
Angus Clark.
I can't remember his name.
Angus Clark.
Yeah. So he had a really good debut, didn't he? So good on him and his family. They look like they're really happy with getting the win on top of that was it's always good in your first game. You guys pretty much covered it. Wasn't the best game, but the Bombers are just too strong. As the King said, I've seen Richmond play a lot better than that this year, but I mean, that's what happens when you've got a young team. They're going to have ebbs and flows, and sometimes they're low, sometimes they're high, and they had a low night. But that happens with young teams. So both of them are subpar. They're in that bracket down the bottom, I think. Essendon fans know it. Richmond fans know it. The way it is. But hey, look. It's still, 80,000 people there, King?
80, 76, yeah.
Yeah, so the atmosphere still would have been all right.
The spectacle was good, just the quality of football was not so good. So
yeah. I think there's a gap now starting to form between the high teams and the lower teams. Like, there's a bit of a gap starting to form with a few teams. So yeah. Which was, I don't know, do you reckon it was more even last year?
Yeah. Definitely.
I think it was. Yeah, it's been.
I think the gap's getting a bit long. Yeah, I think the gap's getting bigger again.
You can see teams carrying away now. You can see teams with momentum.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
last year was very more even, wasn't it? Last year.
Yeah, it was.
I felt. Yeah.
Yep. G'day, Joya. Welcome in. Final Destination, and hey from Sydney. Welcome in. Is it from Sydney? Yes.
Yeah,
Johnny Carlton
Hold on
friends.
Is there a guy called Final Destination in there?
No. It's Joya,
No, that
who
was a
watched
movie.
Final Destination with Johnny Carlton.
Was that the first time you watched Final Destination?
No, it's the new one that came out. I don't know.
The new one.
terrible.
Okay.
Oh, the new one. I didn't know there was a new one.
There
It's
you go.
terrible.
Jason in the house as
Terrible.
well. Welcome into the chat as well, Jason. Already forgot about the game. Can't remember it even happened. We even played. So there we go. And Dam is in the house as well. Welcome in, Dam. And I would normally say thank you for the super chat, but he's saying Queenslander, so that's just a disgrace. And but nah, thanks for the super chat, Dam. Appreciate that. And yeah, good to have you in, mate. And yeah, we'll have a look at the next game. All right. No, you're good, Dam. As long as you're in watching tomorrow night when I go live, then we'll be all good. How do you guys feel? West Coast being 1-10. We'll get to that one shortly when we get to that game. But let's have a look at the next one. It is. Let's just give me 1 second while I scroll down a little bit. Oh dear.
What's next game?
It's GWS and Carlton. Carlton were at Marvel Stadium against the Giants. It was the Giants 110-82, and Carlton forgot how to play again in the last quarter. They win by 28 points. It's just a recurring issue, Johnny Carlton. And yeah, just GWS too good, too much class, and they just I don't know. I can't explain what's happening in that last quarter. Over to you.
What do I say?
Were you at the game? Were you at the game?
Yes.
He was in Sydney.
I was at the game.
He was at the game at Marvel. Yeah.
I was at the game,
Okay.
yes. Look, watching... I was behind the Carlton cheer squad, right? And there was no Giants fans there at all. Let's just say that. There was no Giants fans. Whenever they scored a goal, it was like quiet. So Carlton had all the momentum. You kick a goal, you had the whole Marvel Stadium cheering, right? I don't know how much more momentum you can get. Anyways, game went on. I just thought we were average. The whole game we were just average. Charlie played an all right game. Cripper played an all right game here and there. But they just took over without their stars as well. They didn't have Finn Callaghan, no one as well. Like Toby Green just he took the piss. He took the piss out of us, and
He did.
I'm scared about Vossi. If this keeps happening, I don't know what it's going to look like for the end of the year. But, yeah, they're making me not like football anymore. They're actually making me not like football. Like, I do not want to watch AFL at all. Like, I love AFL, and they're making me hate AFL right now. So,
I know the feeling.
oh, it's terrible. It's freaking terrible. But, yeah, no, look, we were shit house. As I said, I was there, and I just knew third quarter ended, and I'm like, yeah, here we go. Giants are going to carry away now, and they did. And the same old Carlton, same old shit, same new year, same shit. So can't say any. We're lucky we have the bye this week, because the bye couldn't have come at a better time. At least I don't have to see Carlton lose this week, so that's a positive. Yeah, same as Port Adelaide. I'm hoping Chris he doesn't get to see his team lose this week too. But yeah, look, short and sweet. I can't. They don't earn my they don't earn my rant. They don't earn my anger. So yeah, no, Carlton, you're just shit. Just get better. You're shit.
There we go. How was that, Dan, for a take it away from Johnny Carlton? There we go. Carlton have pulled a heart muscle, Jason says. And Diggy Roscoe is in the chat for the first time. Welcome along. The best part of the Blues are the fans. That's true. It
What?
is. Yeah, they're passionate, aren't they? So
Yeah, passionate.
I doubt he's talking about that though.
but the fan not talking about that. And then Dan says, "I'll tell
I don't know.
you what. When Wiedering is off, which rarely happens, Carlton has very little hope in games. That's true. What did you make of it, Chris C?
I didn't watch this one, guys, because
Good.
I was getting ready for the big clash. I was getting ready for the big clash against Port versus Freo, so I was like, yeah, I don't know what's happening in Carlton. They're not as bad as us yet, but they're going there. So hopefully they don't go to our depths. So I know we have a bye this week, so hopefully they don't, talk to each other and get tips because I don't want to see you at depths where I'm at, Johnny. But yeah, GWS keep rolling on. I thought they were cooked a bit, but they're still a good side. And Carlton, I don't know where they're at. It's going to be interesting to see in the next few weeks. Who do you have after the bye, Johnny?
Essendon.
So yeah, like that's a big game. You lose that one, and it's
Oh,
alarm
if
bells.
we lose that
alarm
one.
bells.
There we go. All right, well, let's have a look at the next game. Welcome to HFD Footy, Diggy Roscoe, and welcome to everybody who's watching along for the first time. We welcome you all in, and we've got some good watch-alongs coming up this week as well. We'll let you know a bit later. The next game was the Hawks and the Lions, and Jamar was at this game, and it was at the MCG, and it was the Lions too good for the Hawks, 93-60, and a 33-point win to the Hawks. I did a watch along for this game. And...
No.
Huh?
No. You said 33-point win to the Lions.
To the
not
Lions.
Hawks.
That's what did I say that?
No, you said the Hawks.
Oh, sorry about that. Slip of the tongue there. To the Lions, yeah. So 33-point win, flogging to the Lions. To be honest, did a watch along for this one. Renee C, welcome in. Good to see you in the chat. I did a watch along for this one, and the Lions just from the beginning just had every part of the Hawks game covered. They didn't let them get through. They spoiled everything. Their pressure was immense, and they just played a really good brand of footy to make the Hawks look pretty average, to be honest. And they dominated all the way through. So yeah, good on the Lions for the win. Hawks with a bit of work to do. And Johnny Carlton, your second favourite team, got the victory.
No, I'm pretty happy about this one. I did Brisbane, so
Well done.
pretty happy with this. So yeah, got it right. Didn't watch too much of it because I was coming back from the Carlton game. I think I watched just after half time, but no, I started watching when Charlie Cameron kicked 3 goals in like 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and after that it was just Brisbane. They just controlled the footy. Hawthorn had no answers. Sam Mitchell looked lost, and the same old Brisbane that we saw last year, the flag favourites. That's how they played football, mate. And they killed them. So they're gonna be up there again, Brisbane. The old 2024 Brisbane's back. They've got their mojo back, and they just beat Hawthorn convincingly and easily. So Lions look too good, mate. They look too good. So
They did, yeah. Now Archie kicked 4 goals too, and he had 20 disposals, so he had a ripper game for Brisbane. He just run rings around Hawthorn. And what did you make of this one, Chris C?
Yeah, I caught the last bit of this game. Archie actually could have scored like 6-7 goals. He had a few opportunities at the end.
Yeah.
So
he did.
he had a few. So yeah, they're coming good together. The Lions, they're kind of like in that first 6 weeks of the season. It's kind of like they were just coasting, and now they're starting to put the foot down. So, that's what happens after a premiership. You don't get the proper pre-season like the other teams do. So you're always behind the 8 ball when you start, and that's what it did feel like when they first started. But they kept winning. They just found a way to win, and now I think we're going to see the best of Brisbane again. So I reckon they're definitely in that premiership hunt. So, and Hawthorn, I don't know what's happened to them. The mighty Hawthorn that the King fell in love with last year is it's vanished. It's all vanished. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when Port Adelaide had that killer season in 2014, and then 2015 they fell away. So it kind of has that feel to it with Hawthorn. But prove me wrong, Hawthorn. Prove me wrong.
And normally the coach does have something like can change the game plan quarter to quarter, but no, nothing this time. So yeah, I don't know. Hawks going nowhere this season. Put the hat on the Bunsen burner king. There we go. So I lost the bet. I'd go back to the Carlton cap, you reckon? So it's one or the other. So there we go. And the music is off now, GT.
Stay at Hawthorn, mate. Carlton a shit house right now, so
that's it.
Yeah, more chance being happy at Hawthorn. So
I think what we need to remember as well is Hawthorn have come from a long way. Like they surprised a lot of pundits last year with how they got into the finals, and so
they did.
They might have peaked a bit early, and we have to just realise this is probably where they're at now, kind of thing. And teams figure other teams out as well. So
they do.
But,
I might need to get a Gold Coast hat. Damn reckons. There we go. I'll have it everywhere. Fagan's 200th game as coach as well. J-Mar says so. Congratulations to Fagan as well. And just a good win, and they're up there with the in the top two. So there we go. Next game was it was going okay until Collingwood put the foot down. It was North Melbourne 63 to the Magpies 108. This was at Marvel as well. And the North Melbourne went with Collingwood for 3 quarters, I would say, and then whatever happened, I was watching the other game, but Collingwood just came out and put the foot down, and in that last quarter, just run away with it. They had 5 players out. Maynard got injured, things are starting to happen at Collingwood. With all those players out, they gave North a sniff, but not quite good enough. Johnny Collingwood, I should say.
Oh,
never, mate, never. Well, yeah. Look, I know you two were probably busy watching the other game, but I was watching this game with my cousin. Went over to his house, watched the game. I was giving him shift 3 quarters. Not gonna lie, it was pretty good fun. North Melbourne was hanging in there. I didn't expect to give my cousin 3 quarters of shit, but North Melbourne proved me wrong, and they looked good. Paul Curtis came back as well. A different team when Curtis is back in that North Melbourne squad. They controlled the game really well, North Melbourne, until 3/4 time. And as I said, they just dropped the foot off the gas. And Collingwood, as I said, their VFL side in the 4th quarter, they just stepped it up. And as I said, laid out for Pendles and Bobby Hill as well was laid out. Maynard went down early. Sorry, apologies. Maynard went down early as well. So yeah, they had a lot of their best 22 out, but side bottom was out too. But as I said, North Melbourne gave it a shot, and I thought they were going to pull away with the win here. But Collingwood's experience, and they just they took the foot off the gas in the 4th quarter, and then North Melbourne did a Carlton and just did not show up in the 4th quarter. So Collingwood too good.
And if you're not taking Nick and Josh Dacos in your multis every week, 38 disposals, 31 disposals, that's just crazy. Every single week they're doing that. And Jamie Elliott goes and kicks 5 goals as well. So he kicks another bag full. Diggy says, I'm not sure about Gold Coast after Richmond beat them. Gold Coast are going pretty good, so there we go. Chris E, what did you make of the Collingwood juggernaut?
First of all, it's funny. Before I go into that, it's funny how you said Gold Coast got beaten by Richmond, because what happened last year? Sydney got beaten by Richmond. So maybe there's a bit of a folklore there. Maybe Gold Coast do make a grand final. Anyway, Collingwood. North Melbourne. Yeah, I watched some of it before the other game that we're going to talk about next. But yeah, watched some of it. North looked really well. As Johnny Carlton said, with Curtis there, they look like a different side. They pushed Collingwood. And then, with all the outs that Collingwood does have, you'd think, they should have been buried. But they're that in tune. We said it last week. They're that in tune with their footy program and their players that it doesn't matter who comes in, anyone can play a role. And that's what they did. And, they're just too good. And when you turn the ball over against them, they damage you. They're a damaging side. Jamie Elliott, man, how good is he? How good is Jamie Elliott, man? He just damages you. They just got the players to damage you. That's the thing. When you've got their ball, when you put the ball in their hands, they just damage you everywhere. So yeah, they're a force, and it doesn't matter who's out. We said it last week. It doesn't matter who's out. They're scary. So we'll see. It is halfway through the season. Will injuries play a part? Maybe in their downfall. I don't know, but they've got injuries now, so it's not really hasn't really affected them. They're in good form, unless something happens and they lose form. But they've got a really good coach. They've got really good systems. Yeah, they're a good side. But yeah, North Melbourne. You shouldn't be too upset about that. I mean, what was it? 40 points? Was it 40 points at the end? So you went with them for 3 quarters, man. For a bottom team to do that, you're upset that you couldn't go through with it, but to not get belted, you got belted at the end, but at least you could hang for 3 quarters. So some teams can't even do that against Collingwood. So
that's true. All right, let's rip the next Band-Aid off the next game, and it is Fremantle over at Optus Stadium against Port Adelaide, and it was 100-51. It was a 49-point win to the Dockers, and quite frankly, the Power were. We did a watch along, me and Chris C, to this, and I've got to give him credit for hanging in there to the end. He wanted to be, topping himself and laying in the fetal position, but his team are just shit, and he hung out till the end. Chris C, I'll go to you first, so we can you can just say what you want to say. The one thing I did notice was a lot of people in the chat when we were doing the watch along were saying, get rid of Hinkley now and bring Josh Carr in. And Chris was saying all the way through when he was talking to the people on TikTok and YouTube that he needs to just stick out to the end of the year, not to go and have a fresh start to the season next year. Isn't that right?
I was just saying because if we could get rid of Hinkley now and not stuff up Josh, then I'll do it. But you get rid of him now, Josh takes over. I don't think he's going to fix anything. And then what's going to happen when we're still bottom 4? They're gonna want his head already before he's even started. So that's the risk you take. That's the risk if they do it. That's the risk, because it happened with Matthew Primus in 2012 when 2010, sorry, when they got rid of Mark Williams and Matthew Primus came in, and then he became the coach the year after, and then everyone wanted his head because so he was taking over a basket coach. So do they do that and risk Josh Carr, or I don't know? And is Josh Carr the right person as well? It's another question, but Yeah, to score, what was it, 7 goals in one game? I mean, really, it was 5 goals. We were on 5 goals for most of the night until like the last quarter when we snuck a couple of goals. But yeah, just not good enough. We started off all right. The first quarter was not too bad. We were in front. Looked like the energy was there. There was the tackling was there. The pressure was up, and then a few mistakes happened. Freo hits the front, and we drop our heads, and then give up. Basically, give up. That's what it was. That's what it looked like. You can't tell. Like watching the game, there was nothing special about what Freo did. Like if you had a good team like a Geelong or another team, they would have been right with Freo all the way. Like they weren't anything special. We were just that bad. I'm sorry for your supporters, but we were that bad. Had nothing up forward after quarter time. Nothing in the forward line. Nothing up there. I don't know. Who do you think was trying? King, I reckon maybe like Rory Atkins, the guy that came from the Crows that I never wanted. He's probably the shining light of the whole game for us.
He played really well, and he defended well, he did. Yeah,
actually did really well. I was really impressed with what he did. He hit targets every time he had the ball. He didn't really stuff up. Can't fault Rory Atkins at all. I can fault a lot of other players.
Yeah.
Just you got your Butter, your Brothers, your Rosies, your Horn Francis, and after that, it really drops off significantly. And that's the problem. Like, we just haven't got we've got too many like C players that and then it drops a lot away after that too. Like in the Resis, there's nothing special really coming up. So I said it last week. It's going to be pretty bleak for the next few years if but the pre-season draft is tomorrow. You never know. You might snag something special. Who knows? There might be something there that we can work with. But yeah, it looks pretty bleak at the moment. A lot of injuries have crept up on us, and it was just as Johnny Carlton said, like you just hate watching. You just that make you hate watching footy. Like you don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like you just don't feel like watching it. That's how you feel. So
that's true.
Just disappointing for the supporters as well. The supporters have been waiting for years for another shot at a flag or something, and for all those 12 years, and then all of a sudden, you were near the top, and then nothing. It's just heartbreaking. So, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. That's the problem too for supporters. There's no light. There's nothing on the horizon, and that's the worry. So, yeah. Oh, and Alex Pearce did get off on his bump on Home Alone DBJ, so that's a good thing because he was looking at the ball when he went for him. He was getting 3 weeks. I think they appealed, and he got off. So there you go.
There we go, Johnny Carlton.
I think the right call.
Well, he summed it up pretty well. Obviously, I watched the other game, so I have no clue about this game. Unfortunately, This is the only game I didn't watch. So, no, I'm not going to say anything here. And just very disappointed for our mate Chris C. We thought it was going to be a close game, but over 40 points is it's not good. And I see where Chris is feeling. Footy right now for both of us is pretty shit. So.
It is.
It is.
Lucky the bye. Lucky we got the bye this week.
We got the bye this week.
That's it. Let's go.
You know what?
So go. Mate. Go.
Oh, I just said at the end of the day, as shit as we can be, you still got to support your team. As much as because if you don't support them, then you don't want to be not supporting your team. So you're going to be there for the good and the bad. And it does suck when it's bad, but you got to be there. You got to support your team, support the club that you love, and hopefully, it comes good. Look at St Kilda supporters waiting since 66
to
win a flag, and then they haven't won one. So, and they've still got a fan base. So, never as dire as we always think it is. But yeah, if you're a sports supporter out there, Carlton supporter, keep your chin up. Green patches will come soon one day, but yeah,
that's true.
When it's hard to see, it's tough. But anyway,
Diggy says Freo on fire. GT, along with Carlton, mainly Tex and Charlie, have killed us in the past 2 years. Honestly, 65 points in Adelaide. I'm relieved. And Lazarus, welcome in, Lazarus. Good to have you back into the chat again after the weekend and from over on HFD Media. Says a lot about the Port when an ex-Crow is the player of the game. So that's about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And will Port beat the bye this week, Chris C? There we go. So just rubbing salt in the wounds, but we will move on. Next game, we went to Sunday. And Sunday was a surprise watch-along on Sunday. I decided to do one. But the first game was, though, it was a bit of absolute gold happened on Sunday as well that I've got to tell you about as well. But it was the Crows, and we have lots of Crows supporters in at Adelaide Oval, 128-62 against the West Coast Eagles. The West Coast Eagles played all right for a couple of quarters, two and a half quarters, I reckon. They went okay. And but then the Crows put the foot down, and your mate Rochelle had an absolute game of it and kicked 5 goals, and had probably the best game of the season so far. Dawson and Laird with 27 disposals, Berry with 26. So yeah, they dominated the game in the last quarter and a half, and congratulations to the Crows. They go into top 4. So well done to all our Crows supporters out there. Dam, Lazarus, and Johnsy as well are our 3 big ones. So there we go. What did you make of the Crows? Expected, was it, Johnny Carlton?
Yeah, look, watch this game quickly. Yeah, look, West Coast surprised me in the first half. It was close. Good goal by the end by Waterman in the half time. I thought West Coast was going to come out firing, but yeah, expected second half. Adelaide just ran away with it, and as I said, GT was relieved as well, and I thought as well. I thought it was gonna. If you're looking at West Coast last year, they were losing by 100 points every single game. Remember, we were talking about it last year, like how much are they going to lose by now? If they don't lose by 80 points, it's a tick. But yeah, they've improved, I think, in the last couple of weeks, and yeah, 65 points is a really good result. But as I said, in Adelaide Oval, very hard to win over there. Adelaide bounced back after a loss to Collingwood, so yeah, pretty expected win as we said. So expected. So yeah, Adelaide too strong, so they march on.
What'd you make of the arch enemy, Chris C?
I was irreparable the night before, so but I'll tell you what, my son's team won on Sunday, up the Cobras 3-2 from 2 goals down, so that made my day. So, but I still didn't want to watch AFL, so I didn't really watch any. But I heard that the West Coast were pretty competitive for a lot of the game, and then the last quarter or whatever it was, they just put the foot down. So
yep,
sort of like the tail between North and Collingwood. So yeah, more competitive than Port Adelaide. So GT, if you got to be more happier than I am. At least you guys put up a fight. What did we do? We got fucking smacked. So yeah. That's all I can say, really. Crows, yeah, they're looking okay. They're looking pretty good. It was just West Coast, so they get too excited, my friends. But no, they're looking good, and I think they should make finals from here. I think they should.
100%. Lazarus says the third quarter was where the floodgates opened for the Crows. 100%, Lazarus. And I just want to give a shout out to Kelly Underwood on. She always gets these West Coast games, and she called the Sir Dick Douglas Nichols round. So good on you, Kelly Underwood.
I reckon she does it on purpose. I reckon she gets told to do it on purpose because no one does that.
There
like
was a
how
few. She had about three. I reckon she had about three that I seen on TikTok. But yeah, so Sir Dick Douglas was absolute classic, and yeah, poor West Coast supporters have to put up with her every single game that she gets given, and she is the gift that keeps on giving. So there we go.
Is there a reason why? She gets West Coast games? Because she knows all the players or something.
Oh, she also called Phil Thorpe Taylor Walker as well.
Classic.
I reckon she gets paid. I reckon she gets paid to do it because there's no one that stupid that's on the broadcast. Like I reckon she does not. It's done on purpose.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Yeah, because they called one of the commentators said Taylor because that was his first name, and she said Taylor Walker. So yeah, so and he wasn't even playing. If he was playing, fair enough. He wasn't playing.
Yeah, I reckon they're taking the piss, man. I reckon they know exactly what they're doing.
They got to be
because look at the conversation. Look at the conversation we're talking about right now. Do you know what I mean? She's on everyone's lips, man. They make fun of her. People still watch the games, and that's it. Like, who knows, man? But unless she's that dumb,
don't know. I think she just gets excited and gets tongue tied, and I can relate to that with the the faux pas I've made as well when I'm on the watch alongs. But
we'll call you King Underwood if you want.
King Underwood. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Sass is in the chat as well. Welcome in, Sass. Sass, g'day. Welcome to the HFD chat as well, and everybody who's watching along as well. She tries too hard and makes every single player exciting. Yeah, she does. So that's what she's just getting a bit too excited. So anyway, the next game. Let's move on. Eminem, I'm going to bed. Goodbye, guys. There we go. Eminem's off. The next game, I did a surprise watch along for this one on Sunday. It was Melbourne versus Sydney at the MCG, and Melbourne domination of Sydney, 131-78. It was 19-17, 131 to 12-6, 78, and Sydney just can't play the MCG. Langdon got 31 disposals, Oliver 31, Salem 31, and Petrarca 28. And Pickett kicked 5 goals, 4. He could have got one more to break his record.
Could have got 4 more.
He could have got 4 more, but yeah, he could have broken his record, but he didn't. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Sydney. They just can't play the MCG. Melbourne should have had them beaten in the first quarter, Nelly, if they could kick straight. But it was just a domination. They were really good. Melbourne were really good, and Sydney were really bad. So there we go. It was a good game. It was a good watch along because it was good to see Melbourne kick so many goals. But I don't know what's going on with Sydney. Johnny Carlton, what is happening?
Bold call. 2 weeks in a row. Bang, bang.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bang, bang. Love it. Love it when Johnny knows footy. Love it. Yeah, no, look, as I said, I watched a little bit of this game. It was basically the Cozzy show. It was the Cozzy show.
It was.
Everywhere, every time Cozzy got the ball, the crowd was electric. And, yeah, it was good game to see, to be honest. Sydney were there. Heaney was, I felt like Heaney was probably Sydney's best player. I thought Heaney was pretty good, but yeah, Melbourne were just too good. I thought Oliver played really well. I thought Petrarca in his 200th game was good. Cozzy, as I said, could have got 9. Gorney played a good game. It was just basically the good old Melbourne that we're used to seeing. So, too strong for the Swans. And as I said, Sydney can go to the SCG and beat Carlton, but then they get smashed by 50 points to Melbourne. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Does not make sense. So, look, good win from the D's, and they're back. They're on top of Carlton now, so great. They were below us, and now they're on top of us. So,
Chris C.
Cozzy Pickett, man. As you guys said, the Cozzy Pickett show, 100%. He's made that team, just 100% better. He was out in the start of the season, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, he had an injury.
He was. Yeah, so I think they're rolling him into the midfield a little bit, and then they're putting him up forward. And when he goes into the midfield, man, the guy's electric. He's one of those players that, just a really good player. And then it brings everyone else in the game, like your Petrarcas, your Olivers. They're still a good side, man. They've still got some good players in that Melbourne side. So I don't know where they're going this year. Don't know if this is like one of those reset years for Melbourne, and maybe they come good again next year. I don't know, but no, they're in really good form, and I wouldn't want to play them at the MCG. Sydney, they're still struggling. There's some glimpses of their dominance from last year, but they also got a lot of injuries as well. Melbourne's just too good.
That's true. Dan says credit to Melbourne from 0 and 5 to 5 and 6. Now is a great turnaround for the club. Ree, thank you for counting the likes. There's 12 likes. Thank you guys for that. And I love what's going on at Sydney from GT. So he's loving seeing Sydney demise as well. Sydney are the Crows from 2018. Dam says. So there we go. And then we had the final game. It was St Kilda and the Suns at Marvel Stadium, and the Suns got the victory by 19 points, 80 points to 61. But it was an okay game. I didn't watch the whole game, but St Kilda were okay through half the game. Sharman kicked 3 goals, 3. Long kicked 3 goals. And Wanganeen Miller got 36 disposals, and Anderson got 36 disposals as well, and Steele got 33 disposals. So Gold Coast win away from home. Johnny Carlton again.
They do. Look, exciting to watch the Gold Coast this year. Love how they play their football. I love Noble and Rioli's run off halfback. I feel like they're 2 big targets they got at the end of the year, and they needed it. And they're just a completely different team. As I said, they're good to watch, man. And Anderson, Miller, and Rao in that midfield. You got those 2 off halfback. They're exciting to watch, and tell you about it, mate. I'll tell you about it. This is looking good. I think they're going to Gold Coast are going to call September home for the first time in 2025 because I think they're on their way. So look, they look the goods, and look, good credit to St Kilda. Responded well after a shit week last week against West Coast, but look, unfortunately, just couldn't get the job done, and Gold Coast looked too good this year. So, they're in form, the Gold Coast, and it's going to be, I think that, as I said, I think they're going to call September home for the first time in 2025. So
yeah, I think so too. Chris C., what did you make of the last game of the round?
Didn't watch it, guys, so it's hard for me to comment, but it's good to see Dimmer get a win at Marvel Stadium because he hates the place. So, good to see they get a win there. Same old St Kilda. winning games that they should be winning at home. But Gold Coast are a different beast this year, as Johnny Carlton just said, and they're going to be definitely playing finals. To where they're going, so not sure about St Kilda though. They're in that mid bracket, aren't they?
They are. Yep. Mark Lancaster's in the chat as well. Welcome in, Mark. Travis first. And Lux says that the Suns are going pretty good this year. They will try and win more games, maybe even getting to the semi-finals. I think so too. The Footy Tall is in the chat as well. G'day to you as well. I've been watching some of your shorts as well that you put together. Good on you, mate. You're doing really well. And thanks for coming in the chat as well. And let's have a look at the top 8 and the bottom 10 before we do our tips for next week. So we've got Collingwood on top, Brisbane second, Gold Coast are now in third, Adelaide Crows go into fourth, Geelong in fifth, Hawthorn sixth, drop down to sixth, Western Bulldogs seventh, and Giants are 8. Do we still see some movement in that bottom 4 of the 8, Johnny Carlton and Chris C?
Oh, come on. I'm still hopeful for Carlton, but at this point, I doubt it. I think the top 8 is set, to be honest.
Well, yep. No, you go.
I don't think Crows will finish fourth. I reckon they'll be in like the 8 to 5 mark. I reckon that could change. I reckon Hawthorn, if they continue, they could get out. Who's under? Well, I don't know who's under. I see Hawthorn getting
Bulldogs, out. GWS.
Yeah, see, is Bulldogs in the 8?
Yeah, they're 7th, and GWS are 8th. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see Bulldogs. Like going for a top 4 position. I think they're positioned a bit better than the Crows. I still think the Crows will make the finals. But it looks pretty done. Like I can't see anyone down the bottom sneaking in unless some teams have just a resurgence in the second half of the year. We've seen it before. I'm pretty sure Brisbane last year were out of the 8 at this time, and then they came back and won the flag. So very, very rare that happens though. So
all right, well let's have a look at the bottom 10. So it's Fremantle and 9th. So there's one team who might be able to sneak into the 8. Essendon 10th, Melbourne 11th, Carlton 12th, Sydney 13. St Kilda 14, Port Adelaide 15, Richmond 16, North 17, and West Coast are 18. So I just don't know. I just don't know which team would go into the 8. Really, maybe Fremantle.
Maybe Freo. That's the only team I can see. Hopefully Carlton. I'm hopeful for Carlton, but
yep.
There is another one. If they keep trajecting the way they're going, Melbourne could possibly sneak in, but it's a very big if.
Yeah.
Possibly. You never know, man. If they look okay. They look all right, but
they do.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon they'll be up there fighting for that 8th spot, but yeah, it's hard to say at the moment, but we'll see.
All right, there we go. There's your top 8 and your bottom 10. Do we have a rant today, or do we have a rant?
We have a banana.
Do we have a banana? All right, let's. Should we do our banana of the week now?
We should.
All right, let me bring this up.
Yeah.
Johnny Carlton's banana of the week is over to you, sir.
All right. I don't know if you boys saw this, but it was during the Richmond-Essendon game. And I've seen it all over the media, and I just feel like this. I don't know his name. I don't know anything about him. But this Richmond supporter, when walking from the game, flipped over this guy's hat who was also a Richmond supporter.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Yeah.
And because he had an Essendon scarf, because his family member plays for Essendon, that Richmond fan decided to go against his own supporter, slap off his hat and say, abusive words. You're on the same team, for goodness sake. Like, what do you want about? Like, mate, you don't know his name, but if that ever happened to me, I would just laugh. Like, you're a Carlton supporter coming to knock off a Carlton hat. Like, we get it, you're frustrated with your team, but like, you're not going to go to your own supporter, but just because he's wearing an Essendon scarf and just chuck off his hat.
Yeah.
Disrespectful people these days. But yeah, he's anonymous fan is my round 11 banana of the week.
There we go. You got any bananas to give out, Chrissy?
I do actually. Freo fans and Port Adelaide fans, bananas of the week. Now, there's a fight in the stadium up the top. There was I saw it on a Facebook video or whatever. Guys, there's kids there. Like, it's just footy. It's at the end of the day. If someone's going to give you shit, just walk off. Like, I just don't get why people resort to violence at a family public area with kids there. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, yeah, bananas. All bunch of bananas. It's just a game, and they're all like throwing. Like, if that's the case, then take alcohol out of there, because they ruin it for everyone that enjoys alcohol. But if you can't hold your alcohol, and you can't, they're just idiots. There's so many idiots out there, and they just spoil it for everyone else. So, yeah, they're the bananas, man. Like, big time. Port fans, Freo fans, bananas.
There we go.
Well, moving on. We have our AFL tipping.
We do.
And earlier we said that teams are falling apart, right? Teams are having momentum, and there's a big gap now between the top 8 and the bottom 8. Now, I can officially say, and I think I'm positive, after 11 rounds, there is a big gap between the top 2 and the bottom 2.
Yes.
Okay. Chris C has now recorded the lowest tips for 2025 between all of us 4. With a total, out of 9 games, he only got 3 right.
3 right. Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go through it. King of the North. You want to hear your tips?
I got 6, I think.
You got 6.
I did.
You got 6. You got Richmond wrong, which was a bit controversial, but you got Giants right. Richmond Dogs and Hawthorn let you down. So King of the North,
Melbourne. I was 0-2 coming into the weekend, and I thought, oh well, here we go. I'm just going to be written off again. But then Sunday saved me.
Oh yeah, well you go. So King of the North is still last on 56.
Oh, yeah.
But he is only now 1 behind Chris C, who is on 57.
Here I come. No Melbourne Storm shirt for me, I'm telling you.
No. Now, for the first time as well, Johnny Carlton has reached the highest amount of tips, and he has beaten JCROM for the first time this week.
Wow.
JCROM, you got 6 tips as well on 67. And Johnny Carlton, with a big round, 7 tips.
7 tips.
7 tips.
Wow.
And he has gone from 56 to 63. So, JCROM, you are winning by 4. So let's do the leaderboard. JCROM at 67, Johnny Carlton 63, Chris C 6 behind Johnny Carlton now at 57, and King of the North 1 behind on 56. That is your round 11.
Far out. What a week to come back.
Bang! King of the North goes bang. Chris C, mate, it's gone from disaster to disaster, mate, from you. So hopefully you can extend this lead even more from the King now.
I think you're wearing a Crows. You're wearing a Crows jersey, are you?
No, we've decided it's either Crows or Hawthorn. We've decided it's either Crows or Hawthorn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Could be wearing the Hawthorn top very soon, Chris C.
Welcome back, Eminem. Good to have you back in the chat again.
Shout out to John Z.
Oh. I think now he's lost connection too.
He's lost connection. He's lost his tips. And we've what's happened to him? Jeez. No, you're breaking up.
You're gone, mate. You're gone.
Eminem's in bed watching. There you go. Good to have you there.
Rub it in, JC. I will rub it in. He's gone. He's gone.
That's what happens when AFL supporters drink 4 beers every game. Yes. Oh no, something's happened in Adelaide.
Oh gosh. Anyways, I don't know if we can continue. I need his tips.
I don't know. Let's see what we can do. What do you need me to do, Chris C?
Yeah.
He's just he's we've lost you. Normally it's the King of the North who's having technical difficulties, but I'm all right tonight, so it's been okay.
I think we should just start.
We should just start. Yeah, let's go. We're at game number 1. It's on Thursday night. It is the Lions versus Essendon up at the Gabba. It's second against 10th. Let me just bring the graphic up. There we go. And yeah, I'm going the Lions. I'm going to be starting solid on. I'm going to be starting solid this weekend and getting a win up straight away. He's just destroyed the whole thing. Oh no, he's flipped everybody. Oh no, here he comes. Here he comes. He's slowly coming back. Can't get the camera going. Yeah, Lions for me, Johnny Carlton.
Yep, well, I'm going Brisbane too.
Yep.
So yeah, at the Gabba, I think they're too strong. Brisbane really in good form right now, so.
Yep.
Chris C, Brisbane or Essendon?
He's trying to come back, so he's trying to get his camera going, but yeah. So Lux has gone Lions by 22. Toby's Brisbane by 36. The Hawks by no, not the Hawks. We're not doing the Hawks yet. G'day Footy Flicks, welcome in. Lions by 60 from Dam, and we're still trying to get Chris C back, but he's having some technical difficulties. And
well, we only have 7 games this week, so
we do. That's right. Yep. Here he is. Hey! He's back.
Hey!
He has returned. Well done.
Chris C, mate. Brisbane or Essendon?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
We can.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think the app went haywire.
At the Gabba.
What is it?
Brisbane or Essendon?
Brisbane, Essendon.
Brisbane,
at the Gabba.
Brisbane.
At the Gabba.
Brisbane.
Beautiful.
Eminem says Lions by 65. Footy Flicks Lions by 78. And there we go. Chris C is back. All right, game number 2. Back. Let's bring that up. It is Collingwood versus the Hawks. It is 1 versus 6 at the MCG Friday night. It's going to be a blockbuster. Watch along, massive watch along for this one. We have heaps of Collingwood supporters. We have heaps of Hawks supporters. So it will be a big one. So join us for that. I am going the Magpies.
Chris C.
Collingwood.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Bold call. Hang on. I need to bring the bold call of the week up. Hang on a sec. Johnny Carlton's bold call of the week is?
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Carlton's round 12 bold call of the week. The Hawks are going to bounce back and beat the Pies, baby.
Oh, wow.
They're going to beat the Pies. Go the Hawkers.
Okay, and he's going for 3 out of 3 as well.
I am.
All
All
right.
right, next game.
M&M, Collingwood by 26, Dam, Pies by 38, Footy Flicks, Pies by 26 as well. So big win there. Predictions. Toby's gone Pies by 27. Our next game is the Suns versus the Dockers at People First Stadium. It is 3rd versus 9th, and I am going the Suns at home.
Chris C, Gold Coast or Freo in Gold Coast?
Yeah, the Suns.
Yeah, and I'm going the Suns too.
Footy Flicks, Hawks by 8. There we go. There's and the Suns by 15 from Dam. So there we go. All on the Suns. Lux is the Suns by 20. And Ree is saying Suns by 15 as well, and the Sunny Suns from GT as well.
Oh my
Suns
gosh.
by 14. Huh?
Oh my gosh, I just realised there's only one game in Melbourne this week.
Welcome to our world, man. We have one game.
They're everywhere else.
Welcome.
Far out.
There's only one game in Melbourne, and that's Friday night. Wow.
Well, there we go. Saturday at 4:15, it's GWS versus Richmond at NG Stadium up at the home ground of the Tsunami. 8th versus 16th, and I'm going the Giants for a big win.
Yep. Chris C, Giants. We're all
Giants.
going GWS. Beautiful.
Lux reckons GWS by 302, so it could be a flogging. We had 7 the last round. Giants by 41. GWS by 890 from Footy Flicks, and GWS 90 by 90 M&M. So there we go. Next game, Swannies versus the Crows. Sydney Swans versus the Crows at the SCG, 13th versus 4. And I'm going the Crows in a big win.
Chris C.
Crows.
Adelaide, yeah, we're all going Adelaide. Beautiful.
Crows by 69 from Dam. Crows by 69 from Ree as well. There we go, the King's favourite number.
You two boys don't want to swap up your tips, do ya?
Well, you never know. There could be one coming. Melbourne, Sunday. First game Sunday. It is 3:20 at TO Stadium. That's in Alice Springs. Alice Springs. Melbourne versus St Kilda, 11th versus 14th, and I think Melbourne are going to get the chocolates there.
Could say Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm going Melbourne too.
Toby's the Crows by 78. Lux is on Saints by 12. Footy Flicks, Melbourne by 34. Dam is D's by 58. Ree is Melbourne by 58. T.O. Park, King. It is T.O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, T.O. Park, Alice
T.O.
Springs,
Park, yep. Melbourne by 38 from M&M. And D's by 34 from Footy Flicks as well. And Toby says Melbourne by 59. And then our last game. Our second last game?
No, last.
Hang on a sec. Hang on. Let me just bring the right game up. Would be helpful.
Well, it's a Sunday night as well.
Sunday night, 7:20 on Sunday night at Optus Stadium. It is the Eagles versus the Cats, and it's 18th versus 5th. And I am going in an upset.
Huh?
The Cats.
Oh. Crusades along the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm going to go the upset, guys. Geelong.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, King and Chris C has had no different tips this week. So, doesn't matter what it is, the result will still stay the same for next week.
Still be the same. Yep.
And I've gone Geelong.
There might be a few, upsets, but yeah, it's too close to me to I went for the risk last week, and I'm not risking this week. So
Yeah, well, there you go. I've basically tipped the same as well. The only game that's different from me and you is Hawthorn against Collingwood. So that's the only game, boys.
Yep.
So you guys can't catch me even if I lose Hawthorn, but I'll take it. So
Everybody's on the Cats as well. Eminem, Geelong by 69, Cats by 87 from Dam. The Cats by 95, Cats by 108, and the Cats by 1,003. There we go. Lux is there we go. And they're all the tips.
beautiful.
All right.
That's our show, boys.
That's our show for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it, everybody. Thanks for watching along. Carlton, North Melbourne, Port Adelaide, and the Bulldogs have the bye this week, so you can rest easy.
thank God.
And
Thank God.
nothing to worry about there. Public holiday Monday in Western Australia as well. And thanks for coming in. Footy Flicks as well. He's off. And thanks Johnny Carlton. Thanks Chris C for joining us tonight. We're getting a lot of support for the show during the week. Don't forget tomorrow night I will be live and doing a watch along to the State of Origin, New South Wales
Blues.
New South Wales versus
man.
Queensland.
W.
So join me for that. It kicks off at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So it's going to be a massive first game up at Suncorp Stadium. So join me for that. And we had a massive watch along last year, and it should be the same this year as well. So join us for that. Huh?
I will be in Sydney this week from Friday to Sunday, so I will not be here in Melbourne. So I'm off to Sydney again.
There we go.
So
You go to Sydney like every weekend or something.
yeah, basically. Second home, mate. Second home.
Jeez.
Right. There we go. King, am I doing Thursday night? Now we were talking about that, whether we do or not. The lines, it's going to be a flogging, so I'm not really. Definitely Friday night for a watch along Friday night for the Magpies and Hawks. Saturday, the Suns and the Dockers might be a good one to do. And Sunday, don't know. West Coast and Geelong, I don't know. So
Yeah, there's all the Blues chats in here. Go the Blues.
mate, it's going off.
Blues.
Going off. Like the show's already scheduled, guys. So put your notifications on. Joyless is going the Blues. Good on you, Joyless. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well, and hit the notification bell. You'll know when we are going live. And Learn Bottles just made an appearance, Chris C. So there you go.
Oh no.
Welcome in, Learn Bottle. So there we go. Go the Marines from Lux. Footy Flicks is on the Blues. Come on the Blues. So yeah, I think it's a popular decision that I've made to have a special event. The Blues in 3. I'd love that. That'd be awesome if that happened. So anyway, thanks guys.
I'm a Blues guy too.
Thanks for joining us tonight. And thanks guys. Thanks Johnny Carlton. Thanks Chris C. We will be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow night for the watch along. So until then, take care, spike your hair, and as always, stay hunky.
Stay hunky.
Stay hunky.
Don't you cast a stone? Oh, welcome.